Hello and welcome to another Cars and Anime video. We're going to be talking about some anime today, and I've got myself and Shaq today. We're both going to be in the video for this one. So, wait a minute. Where's Shaq? Where's he gone? He was here a second ago.
Hello.
Ah, there he is. So I've got Shaq here with us. He's the producer for this video itself. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to keep it simple. We're going to talk about our 5 best anime, like our favorite, not best, but our favorite top 5 anime of all time. A little bit of a disclaimer, we haven't seen everything. And there's some anime that I haven't watched that Shaq has, and vice versa. And same with you guys. There's something that you've watched that we haven't, and vice versa as well. So your list may look very different to our own.
One thing I just want to add, when we say favorite anime, that doesn't mean best. So there's a lot of things that can determine what you like, when you watched it, how old you were, things you were going through at the time. My list does not reflect what I think are the best anime, just my personal favorite. So don't get mad if I don't have something amazing in my list.
Yeah, absolutely. Please comment down below what's your top 5, because our opinions will vary. Mine and Shaq's will vary, so will yours as well. But these are opinions. Please, no beef. But let's start the debate. Why not? Let's have a friendly debate. So where should we start? Should we start from number 5? Let's start off at number 5. So what do you reckon you'd put at number 5?
Mine's a bit of a rogue shout. Okay. It's probably just because I watched it when I was pretty young. But I really love Assassination Classroom. I know it's quite high. For anyone that's seen it, you're probably like, wow. But I watched it when I was like 13, something like that. There's a lot of action, just a lot of really stupid comedy. It made me laugh. I don't know. I think if I watched it now, I wouldn't like it as much.
Fair.
But back in those days, that shit was amazing.
Okay, fair. I'll be honest, I have not watched that. It's one of the anime I haven't really watched. You guys might be the same as me, you haven't really watched it, and might be kind of saying, well, I don't know what that is, but which is absolutely fine. I might check it out. At one point. Do you know what? I'm probably gonna put Death Note as my 5th. I feel like I'm putting it a little bit lower than it probably should be, but I'll be honest, these lists may change as we're having our little discussion, and I think 5th. I'll put that 5th for now.
Fair
Death
enough.
Note, yeah.
I feel like that's going to make people mad at number 5. I say that, but I think I'm going to put it at number 4, actually. I think I'm going to put it at number 4. Again, it's probably what I think is one of the best, but in terms of my personal favorite, I've enjoyed things more, but Death Note, I've watched it like 3 or 4 times now, and it never gets any worse. In fact, sometimes I pick up on things I didn't even realize before. And it's one of those anime that, like, the older you get, the more experience you have in life.
Yeah.
You kind of like, your favorite characters kind of change. Like, I think when I was younger, I was like, Light is messed up. Yeah. L is like the cool one. And I think as I got older, I kind of agreed more with Light.
Yeah.
Like, I see where he was going. I see where he was going more. I'm not saying he was right, but yeah. I think it's a good anime, yeah. I think I'm going to put that at number 4.
Fair enough. Okay. So number 4 for me, this is again one of those, it might not be as common and as popular as a lot of what other people might think it is or have seen, but I'm going to put Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, so Tokyo Ghoul, it's weird, and a lot of people might actually give me a bit of grief for this, because I actually watched it on Netflix first. I didn't watch it on Crunchyroll or anything like that. But luckily they have, you can change the language so you can actually watch it in Japanese and have it subtitled.
You can't be watching it in English.
Nah, can't be doing that. I'm sorry, but you can't watch dub. Like, you just can't. I don't think I've ever enjoyed anything in dub, really.
Nah, there's definitely some anime that are better in dubbed.
Okay.
I can't think off the top of my head, but there's definitely some.
Fair enough.
There's definitely some.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul's really good so if you really like dark, similar to Death Note, it's quite dark, it's quite sinister. There's ghouls, which is like their version of like demons. There's a lot of anime that have like demons or devils or anything like that. And it's really good, but there's a few things that, some of it I feel like could have gotten a bit confusing. There was, season 3 for me was a bit out of place, but I know that people might differ with the manga, because the manga was a bit different.
Yeah.
But we're specifically talking about the anime here, and the anime was really good. I'll be honest, it was really good, and I kind of wanted more actually.
No, Tokyo Ghoul is sick.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul.
Very good. It's very good.
What do you think about number 3?
All right, so number 3 is what I personally think is the best anime of all time. Again, not my favorite, but it's third is pretty high, right? It's I'm gonna put. So I was gonna say FMA, but the thing is, I'm gonna say Brotherhood. I think Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood, you could pick either. I'm not gonna have one on the list and another in another place. I'm just gonna combine them into one, and I personally prefer Brotherhood, so I'm gonna put that at number 3. But I think the story of Brotherhood is the best story of any anime ever. Fight me, but that's what I think, and I know a lot of people are gonna agree.
Yeah.
I think the anime is ridiculous. I've watched it a couple times, and yeah, I don't know who my favorite character is, to be honest. There's quite a few. I think it's got to be Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Alex Louis Armstrong. Yeah,
He's
probably he could be my favorite anime character ever. He's up there.
Do you know what? I actually really like Mustang. The Colonel.
Nah, Mustang is cool.
He was really cool.
Mustang
is
is
cool. Obviously, guys, just watch out. We don't want to spoil anything from the anime, so we don't really want to.
Mate, if you haven't watched FMA, I don't care if I'm spoiling it. To be honest. That's your own downfall.
Yeah, you need to watch it.
Nah, but yeah, I really like the sins and stuff as well. I like Gluttony. Gluttony is cool. But I have to say, I think Edward Elric is one of the most annoying. He's got to be like my top 5 most annoying protagonists ever, which is why it honestly it can't get more than number 3 because of Ed and Al. They're just so irritating. Actually Al's cool, but Edward is so annoying. Winry is cool.
Yeah, Winry
is
cool.
so cool. Winry is cool.
Probably because she's an engineer. We relate to that.
Yeah,
we really relate to that.
That's true.
But
and you, number 3?
Ooh, number 3. Do you know what? This is where a lot of people are going to fight me as well for this one because they feel like I'm putting this way too low. But at the moment, that might be because I feel like the story's a bit unfinished, and once the next season's out, I may put this a little bit higher. But I'm going to put Bleach as my number 3. Again, people are going to fight me for putting it low.
I don't know about that. I think most people wouldn't have it in their top 5.
Fair.
I reckon. I could be wrong, but I reckon.
Might not do. Do you know what? Bleach is a very good anime. It's an old anime, so it's got a really old style of drawing and animation style as well, which I don't mind actually. It's like a little bit of nostalgia watching it. And there's a lot of characters within Bleach which are amazing. Yeah. They're amazing on their own.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, there's so many characters you can actually make a spin-off show.
Yeah.
And it'll be great.
So many.
And just so you guys know, we always fight about who's the strongest in Bleach. We always fight about who is actually the best character overall. There's so many characters that I like in Bleach itself, because the one thing I love about it, and you might agree, is the progression is actually really good, because I feel like you have to always have this spiritual connection with your Zanpakuto to improve, to get the Shikai, the Bankai, and get strong. And
yeah, I feel like that's pretty unique. Most people just have a weapon and that's that.
Exactly.
Well, like some people get crazy strong and they don't explain why.
Exactly.
They do like a couple push-ups and they're 10 times stronger than they were. Shout out One Punch Man.
Yeah, literally.
But no, I think it's way deeper than most people realize. Like it's a lot about going inside yourself and finding your real self to release your true power, which I think is something most people don't know how to do in real life.
Yeah. It's one of those shows actually. When you watch it when you're a lot older, you can really relate to it in a really good way, because it's the whole thing about being more spiritual and one with yourself. Like you were saying, once you kind of believe in yourself, push yourself and stuff like that, you can actually get stronger, which is actually quite cool.
And also a lot of tits. A lot of tits. Actually, that's every anime.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why we love it.
Now we're moving on to our number 2, top 2, and we'll start off with Shaq. His top 2, but this is where the excitement happens.
Yeah, man. My number 2, this was honestly quite hard. I mean, my number 1 is 100% my number 1, but it just kind of hurts me to put this at number 2 because I love this anime so much. I think I watched the entire thing in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Me and my best friend from school, he showed me this anime. We literally, we got home from school on a Friday, started watching it, stayed up all night and watched it all the way through Saturday, the whole anime in one go. Best 36 hours of my life. Samurai Champloo. I love it. Love Samurai Champloo. I got posters on my wall. It's the vibiest anime ever. The music, RIP to Nujabes, legend, absolute legend. If you listen to Nujabes, his like just chill vibey hip hop beats in the background while you're working, where you're like, I used to cycle a lot and just listen to Nujabes in the background, and I used to just get flashbacks back to Mugen just messing people up. Just Samurai Champloo is one of those anime where like you just sit back and relax with a drink, and you just, I don't know, you just forget about life, and just it's such a relaxing anime to watch, but it's so cool at the same time. And there's not a single character you won't love. Not one. There's not one annoying character. The music is amazing, the art style is amazing, the fighting is amazing, Mugen himself is amazing, the whole thing is just so cool. I love that anime.
How many episodes is it?
Oh jeez.
Is there quite a few? Is it quite short, long, or?
Oh, I really hope I'm not being stupid. I think it's like 30,
Oh, okay, that's not bad
30,
actually.
40,
Yeah,
and like 25, 30-minute episodes or something like that. Yeah.
That's definitely doable in a few days.
Yeah.
If you really binge it, that's
Yeah,
doable in a few
yeah.
days. But do you know what? I might actually
You
give that a
should.
shout.
Everyone should watch that. Amazing anime. So chill.
You never know. I might watch it and then my whole top 5 changes.
Yeah, I think it will. I can't lie. I think it will. I think Samurai Champloo is one of those anime that is in most people's top 5 if you've seen it.
Fair.
I think so. I think it's quite a staple of a top 5.
That makes sense. So my number 2 spot, and some people may flame me from either way, right? Where you think this should be number 1, or some people think that this should not even be here. And I'm going to actually say the whole Naruto-verse. All of Naruto. And when I say Naruto, I'm talking about Naruto and Shippuden. I'm still not too sold on Boruto yet, but it's got some good parts to it, let's be honest. But all of Naruto with Shippuden involved.
Bleach and Naruto, that's a lot of TV. What's that, like 1,600 episodes between them?
Probably is. I think.
Add One Piece on top of that, 4,000 episodes.
I'll be honest. I have not watched One Piece.
Yeah, I don't intend to.
So anyone who's actually watching this thinking that One Piece might be number 1 for both of us, it's actually not.
I'm not watching One Piece.
Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah, I'd rather die. Damn that.
I think it's like 800 episodes now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not.
And it's not even finished.
Yeah. Apparently, it's not even started.
Yeah.
Someone told me the other day, this is like the 800 and something episode, and they were like, all right, now the real story is going to start. And I'm like, what do you mean?
It's like they just go, here's 800 episodes, that's season 1 of 6 or something.
Damn that.
I don't want that. But Naruto, there was a lot of episodes. But as a lot of people will agree, there's a lot of fillers, which if you actually research beforehand, it might spoil it a little bit, but you can actually figure out where the spoilers are, where the fillers are, sorry.
You can avoid it.
So you can avoid them, you can cut them down, and you go from like 500 episodes in both Naruto and in Shippuden to about 500 episodes in total, which in anime terms, when you kind of break it down, doesn't seem too bad, but it obviously is still a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I've never watched Naruto, but I guess it's like Bleach. Like there's a lot of filler in Bleach, and most people skip over most of it.
Let's be honest, most of the filler really is because they were doing the anime, but the manga didn't quite catch up. So they had to kind of put something in there.
That was very normal back in the day. People didn't have very big budgets as well.
There's that as well. And I'd put Naruto, like the whole Naruto sort of saga, as if you could say. I felt like it was really good. There was a lot of good power scaling in there, and yes, there was a lot of. There was a bit of we've kind of given you this power, but there was effort and stuff in there, like training and things like that, and it was really cool. And there's loads of good redemption arcs, so they don't really focus so much on Naruto as the main character. So obviously he is the main character, but they focus a lot on other side characters, where a lot of other shows might not do that. They might not give them as much of the limelight, for example. Whereas Naruto, I really like that they did. They developed a lot of people, apart from Tenten, but we don't talk about that. She's got less screen time than this video does, really. In about 500 episodes, she probably has equivalent to 1 episode of actual screen time, which is...
Still whooped your ass, but they're on fucking Naruto.
Yeah, that's true.
And swiftly moving on.
Yeah, we played Ninja Storm. And if anyone wants to watch us play that, please let us know. But it's quite fun.
We'll happily do some games.
I am not good at it. I am not good. Someone can train me, like how to play that game. He's somehow good at it without even knowing Naruto and without even trying to play the game. Like he just got into it. Yeah. He beat me with 10-10. How'd that work? But moving on to our number 1. Actually, before we do that, should we talk about some
honorable mentions.
Yeah, let's do that.
I like that. So, for me, I really like some recent anime.
Okay.
Demon Slayer.
Oh yes.
I
yes.
love Demon Slayer. One Punch
Demon's
Man.
good. Yes.
Amazing. Baki, hilarious.
Just imagine it.
I want to say one, but it's kind of a spoiler because I feel like if I say it, people are probably expecting it to be my number one, which it definitely isn't. And if I say it as an honorable mention, they'll be like, wait, you know what, fuck it. Attack on Titan.
Wow.
Because for me, I like it. I like it a lot. But there's just times where I get bored. I think the story is amazing. But I don't know. I think it's something to do with the age. Like where I am now, I can't focus on like episodes where it's an entire episode of just explaining things, no action. It's just me personally. I get that a lot of people love those episodes and that's fine, but just me. I find it kind of boring. And there's a lot of time where I'll watch half a season, then I'll just forget about it and then come back to it. Where with all the anime in my top 5, it was just binge watch. I've never really been like that with Attack on Titan.
Fair.
So fight me. Yeah, I could probably think of a couple others. Go on.
Sure.
What about you?
Do you know what? I'm actually going to amend my list. And the reason being is just thinking back, I've realised that there's probably 2 anime that I need to put into my list, but I haven't quite put them into my list.
Plot twist.
Plot twist, absolutely.
Anime plot twist.
As always. And what I'm really going to do is I'm going to push quite a lot of them down. So Death Note's kind of getting the axe.
Out of your top 5?
Out of my top 5, Death Note's getting the axe. I think that's going to
Nice.
sit in the top 6. That's going to sit in my 6th position, I think. But that's even debatable about that. But I'm going to move.
Did you forget about One Punch Man?
That I did forget about that. I did also forget about Full Metal Alchemist. Let's be honest. This might actually spoil what I have for number 1 then. But so my new list will look at like, as we go there, Full Metal Alchemist as my number 2. Actually, yeah, I'm going to say that. Full Metal Alchemist will be my number 2.
Brotherhood or normal?
I would say Brotherhood.
Okay.
And with Brotherhood, I think, so pushing like the rest of my top 5 down, obviously. But Brotherhood, I've watched both, and Brotherhood I enjoyed more. I feel like the story made a lot more sense. And some people might agree with me, the original sort of not Brotherhood, some of it got a bit confusing. And it might not just be
Can I just say on that?
Yeah.
The film, if you were ever confused by Brotherhood and you haven't watched the film, watch the film. Anything that confuses you gets answered in the film. The film
is this the live action film?
Yeah. No.
Okay, because I think that's trash.
No, the normal one. Yeah,
Oh,
live
okay.
action's always terrible.
The normal film. Okay.
The animated film, amazing.
Cool.
Amazing.
Do that.
Yeah, do that.
So yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is really good and amazing anime. Let's be honest, it's amazing anime. It does start off a bit cheesy, a bit. I don't like this because he's literally a whiny kid who's really strong.
That doesn't stop.
Yeah, let's be
always
honest,
a whiny
that
little
doesn't really
shit,
stop. I like Alphonse actually. Alphonse is quite cool.
He's cute.
He comes across as the older brother. He's not though, but which is quite cool. And there's so many characters as we talked about before when Shaq mentioned FMA. I like Mustang and Armstrong's amazing. He does whatever you do, just any excuse to just like
to flex
basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah. His sister though, she's a badass.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's cool.
She's very cool.
And it was when the story started to unravel and you start to figure stuff out. And let's be honest, everybody has their theories, and that's the cool part about it. You're allowed to have theories and, oh, what about this, what about this, what about this? And it's one of those shows where things start to fall into place the more you watch it. And then you have just some of those seasons where it's just, bam, everything done. Like every plot hole or anything like that you might thought was there, it's gone.
Filled.
Amazing. Part of that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I missed something. I don't think there's a loose end. I don't think there's one.
No.
Which is why I put it as the best anime of all time. I don't think there's one loose end. I don't think there's anything I disagree with. Nothing annoyed me. Perfect ending.
Yeah.
I could be forgetting. It's been a while since I've watched it, but
it's some of the character reveals as well. Because we were talking about the sins, and some of this is a spoiler warning for anyone, but when we reveal some of the sins later on, some of the sins that we don't actually hear of, because we know about lust, gluttony, greed, and envy all the way throughout, but we don't hear about the others as much. So we meet sloth a lot later. We meet pride and wrath a lot later as well. But it's the reveal of the last two I just spoke about, pride and wrath, and it's just mind blowing. Like when you get to that,
it's mental. It's wild.
I'm going to move on to my honourable mentions then. So my honourable mentions, and again, there's a few of these which kind of should be up here, and I think when the newer stuff comes out for these anime, I think they will push into my top 5.
That's fair.
And one of them is Demon Slayer, same as yourself.
Very good.
Demon Slayer is amazing, and
shout out My Hero Academia. Great anime.
You know what? I was just going to say that as well. So My Hero Academia is also my honourable mentions. I didn't even think about that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But I think that has a lot of potential to do really well. It's really cool. There's so many episodes where I'm like sitting there like just. That's me being on the edge of my seat if nobody realised. So Demon Slayer, another one that has to be on there, One Punch Man. I think One Punch Man is getting a little bit repetitive, but I quite like where the story's going.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do in the new season.
Because we haven't watched the manga, and I think the manga is very much, obviously, a lot further developed.
I mean, I haven't watched any manga.
Yeah, I haven't watched any manga.
I don't know how you watch a manga.
But we watched the anime, and the anime's got I think hopefully season 3 is coming soon, and Garo seems I think he's gonna be quite a formidable.
Mate, he's cool.
Villain. He's cool, actually.
Cool.
He's probably one of my favorite villains.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, and he's like the only one who's ever like rooted for the bad guy. It's like, it's unfair that they always lose, which kind of, you think about it, like, yeah, that kind of makes sense in a way.
The thing about One Punch Man though is the whole thing's a parody. It shouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Like parodies are meant to be stupid and funny. It shouldn't be cool.
Yeah.
But it is.
I think
I don't get it.
I think the whole thing was made as a joke.
It is.
He just went, let me just make someone who's the most powerful guy in the world, and he just punches everyone once. And it's the whole joke about how did he get so strong. He did some push-ups, ran for a bit, and now he's like the strongest guy in the universe.
But it's literally it's a comment on all anime where like every character does all these hours and hours of training, blah blah blah, and they become super strong, and then some old short guy with a beard is just destructive for no reason. Every old guy. Just one hit, everyone's dead. And that's every anime, so they were like, alright, let's just make that the main character, but he's just chill.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
literally.
Yeah.
I think some of my favourite episodes of that has to be like when he's trying to catch the mosquito. That's really early on. It's when he's trying to catch, and I think like everybody puts, a lot of people put like power level wise, Saitama's like really up there, according to all anime of all time, and they're just like, well, the mosquito defeated him.
Yeah.
So isn't the mosquito the most powerful anime character of all time?
I mean, they do kill more humans than anything.
That's true.
So
that is true. I honestly can't think of other anime that there are actually. I say that, I correct myself. There's a few anime actually which come out on Netflix. There's one which is a Netflix own. It's called Erased. Really good anime. So if you're someone who isn't quite sure about getting into anime, obviously it's a good way to get into it because it's on Netflix. It's easy access. It's 12 episodes, and it's called Erased, and it starts off a bit slow, and it starts to unravel. Again, it's one of those. It starts to unravel itself, and you get hooked.
Yeah.
And if you really want to, you could probably watch all 12 episodes in a day, like a day or 2 days.
Might give that a watch.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's a quick one that I feel like there should have been more, but they tie up the story quite well.
No, that's fair. Before we go on to number 1, shout out for the sake of nostalgia. They're not in my top 5 because I never took them too seriously, but old school anime, Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh. For me, Dragon Ball Z, I never watched it properly. I watched episodes here and there, so it's not going to be in my top 5, but amazing though. Shout out those. Yeah,
same thing for me as well. Like I never
Daily
really
Life
watched...
of High School Boys. If you know, you know.
I don't know that one. But Dragon Ball, this is another controversial thing because I haven't watched most of it either.
Yeah, it's going to be in everyone's top 5, but not mine.
But I haven't really watched Dragon Ball Z that much, and I'll be honest, if anyone knows where I can actually watch it properly without like random backdoor websites, then please let me know. But I can't find somewhere good to watch it. I want to watch it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I can be bothered to watch the whole thing now.
Yeah, again, the whole too many episodes.
Yeah, way too many episodes.
Yeah.
I don't have the attention span anymore. I'm old. But yeah, on to number 1. I'll let you go first.
Oh, see now this is where I
Even
think,
though for me this is so obvious, I know what it's gonna be. I know what it's gonna be.
yeah, I think a lot of people already know what I'm going to put number 1. And for me, I know Shaq didn't even put it into his top 5, which is absolutely fair. Everyone's got their own opinion, even though his is wrong.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Attack on Titan is number 1 for me, and the reason for that is, again, it's one of those shows there are no plot holes, and a lot of plot holes that you actually find throughout the show are answered very well, actually, surprisingly very well. And the beauty of the show is, now this is a spoiler warning, so please skip ahead if you haven't watched Attack on Titan, or even you haven't watched the 4th season, because I'm going to talk about it. The 4th season is amazing. Every season gets better. In my opinion, every season gets better. And one of my favorite characters has to be Levi.
Levi is.
You can't go wrong with Levi.
He's probably my favorite from the show.
Yeah, but Mr. Beyblade himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Beyblade! Oh my god.
Oh, we forgot about old
Anyway,
school original Beyblade.
let's not go off track.
But that was not much. That was dropped.
Anyway, carry.
So with Attack on Titan, I think it's one of the only shows that makes you watch the whole thing, where you really believe and you get behind the protagonist, and you really want him to succeed. You want him to work. You want everything. You want everyone to do well, and then slowly things start to unravel, where you learn about the actual enemy, and there's internal enemies, external enemies. And then it's where the protagonist, you start to question yourself, was the protagonist actually the protagonist all along? Or was he the antagonist? Because if you watch season 4, he starts to really reveal himself as not quite a good guy. And
that's a bit of an understatement.
and it's when you start to unravel a lot of previous episodes. Some stuff in previous episodes starts to make
Even the titles. Even the titles of the episode.
Oh, yes.
That's mad.
Yes.
That's crazy.
If anyone didn't realise, go back to episode 1. Please go back to episode 1. And it's actually called To You in 2,000 Years, The Fall of Shiganshina. Sorry if I've actually said it the wrong way around. But it's similar is to that. Someone is talking to someone else 2,000 years in the future, and they're predicting the fall of Shiganshina, which is the first town that gets demolished. How, right? But then the most current episode, if you watch it, it's actually called For You, 2,000 years ago or something like that. So it's actually a callback to 2,000 years ago. And according to the story, what happened to 2,000 years ago was the original founding Titan. So obviously, again, spoiler, we find out that the special ability of the Attack Titan is to be able to see forward in time. A lot of the Titans can see backwards in time because they see their past memories and stuff like that, but they can see forward, which means someone knew all this was going to happen. The founding Titan must have known, because they had all of them. So for me, I personally feel like Attack on Titan is my number 1 anime. It might change, because a lot of other really good anime are coming up.
I can't argue with it. It's one of those things, I wish I liked it more than I did, and I'm not saying I don't like it. It's probably top 10, just not top 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
In fact, it's definitely top 10.
Yeah.
Probably number 6, number 7.
Just missing out.
Yeah, it's just not, for me, already in your list, already in your top 5, my favorite anime of all time. First anime I ever watched all the way through. Like I said, I watched Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, episodes here and there, but this is the first anime I sat down and watched all the way through. And I didn't skip the fillers. Not one is Bleach. I love Bleach.
Fair.
Bleach is my favorite show ever. Just ever.
It's got argue that.
So many of my favorite characters. I mean, Alex Louise Armstrong is probably from Brotherhood. Is probably my second favorite character ever, and number 1 is Kenpachi. I have a poster of him in my wall. That's how sad I am.
It's quite a cool poster, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's a cool poster. Yeah, no, definitely. the whole thing is just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about Bleach that just drew me in more than anything I've ever watched. I mean, again, I was like 12, 13, right? So there are some like naughty elements that are like fun to watch as a kid because you feel like you're doing something bad.
Yeah.
But everyone is so cool, and I think Ichigo is probably my favorite protagonist ever.
Yeah, because he wasn't quite whiny.
Yeah, he's not whiny and annoying, and he's a normal kid. Like, he's a bit of an idiot.
Yeah.
But he's cool at the same time.
Yeah, he's like one of those cool kids who actually gets the powers rather than the whiny kid. I'll be honest,
he works. He like works
Yeah.
and works and works and works.
He works hard at
to
it.
get his Shikai alone, and then his Bankai, and then he starts having these like internal monologues with Zangetsu, and they have these back and forth where they're like trying to take each other over, and eventually they come to the whole thing's sick. And I think Aizen is one of the deepest villains. Like, he's a proper real life psycho. Like, it's not some weird anime fantasy shit. Like, the things that are messed up about Aizen are the kind of things that are messed up about real life people. And I realized that when I got older. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Bleach is really relatable.
Yeah,
like just
it is.
In real life, like like I said before, the older you get when you watch it, I think, the more relatable it becomes as well to real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't.
You know
really
the
fault
best
that.
character development in the whole show? It's got to be Nell.
Yeah.
you go from she's cute, she's funny, to whoa, she's hot, to okay, now she's a horse. She's still hot. And then it's like, yeah, Nell was crazy.
Yeah, do you know what? Actually, that was probably one of my favorite reveals.
Yeah, that
because Nell goes throughout, and I always had this feeling because she's definitely in Arrancar because she has the mask. And I'm like, she must be a really low level Arrancar then, because she's playing around with these other like.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're like, is she bad?
Yeah, and you're like, wait a minute, something like she just seems like a cute kid following Ichigo around, and it's that bit when there's the reveal, and it's the reveal on the number. Do you know what? Remind me, I can't remember what number. I think it was 3, wasn't it, or 4?
Oh shit, I think it was 3.
I want to say 3. Please, like,
watch how it was like 7. No, I think it was.
It was high. It was a high.
It was 3, wasn't it?
It was as in a low number.
Yeah, I think it was 3.
Quite highly rated.
I think it was. Actually, speaking of the Espada, the one thing I didn't really like about Bleach was that number 1 is so underwhelming.
Yeah.
Just a guy with a shotgun. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Okay, he's more than that. But they barely show him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, you know what it's like? You know what he was like for me? Thank you. You know what he was like for me? You know in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
When you literally the entire show is building up for this Night King reveal. The Night King is meant to be this insane, amazing villain. Yeah, more spoilers. And then 2 seconds into the Night King reveal, Arya, stab, dead. And it's like, you built him up for this long to give him 5 minutes of airtime. That's how I felt about number 1.
Yeah, I didn't I know a lot of people quite liked him, but I'll be honest.
For me, he was so boring. Boring.
Number 2 was the what was his name? Like the Demon King or something like that. He was cool.
He was cooler
like
than
the
number
Skull
1.
guy. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember his name.
It was Demon King or something.
Yeah, it might. Do you know what? It might
probably something Japanese.
But he was cool.
He was cooler than number 1.
He should have been number 1, like personally.
Yeah.
And then it was I think
Ukiura is my favorite.
Yeah,
Ukiura was cool.
His fight
Edge
with
Lord, and Grimjow.
Actually, I like Grimjow.
Grimjow is a loser, man.
Do you know what?
Grimjow is the biggest wannabe. He's
do you know
hilarious.
what? I didn't. I quite liked the backstory he had when they had the little. It felt like a filler episode where they showed his like development as such.
Yeah.
That was only cool from the point of understanding how they came to be, really, how they actually develop into the Arrancar that they are.
Yeah.
Really. So I think if they showed anyone, it kind of would have had the same effect. It would have been quite cool.
But I will say, I'm not going to go too much into who are my favorite characters, who we put where, because we actually want to make a separate video, like a long ass video, because we talk about this all the time. We're driving around, hanging out, just talking about Bleach. Yes. And we want to make an official like tier list of our favorite. Like, we could do our favorite protagonists, our favorite villains.
Oh, yes.
We could do our favorite characters, our favorite captains.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
like, all sorts of stuff, right? So I'm not going to go too much into Bleach because we want to make it a whole video.
And then I'd love to, like, the best bankais.
Yeah.
Best,
There's a
yeah, all of
Mate,
that.
that
sort of
anime
stuff.
is amazing, man. There's just so much.
There's so much.
There's so much. But again, it's when I watched it.
Yeah.
I was a kid. My first anime. It's got a special place in my heart. I don't think it's the best. I think there's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of fillers. There's a lot of boring episodes. But it's yeah.
But again, like we said at the beginning, it's our opinion.
And if you don't like it, fuck you. Yeah.
And yeah, so that'll be our next. That's probably going to be our next video, maybe.
Maybe.
Or at some point. We'll
Depends.
make it at some
I mean,
point.
I reckon the car videos are going to get 1,000,000 times more views than the anime videos, but we just talk about it anyway, so we might as well record it.
Yeah. So we need all the weebs to come out.
Yeah.
Come
we
on.
need you weebs.
That's it.
Yeah.
And honestly, actually, do you know what? Comment your top 5, and give us some suggestions on stuff to watch, because we love anime. I'd love to watch something new, especially something that might not seem like a mainstream show, because there's a lot out there which are actually pretty good.
Yeah. So I've heard. But yeah, I think that's it for this video.
Yeah, that brings us to the end. Thank you for anyone who stuck to the end and watched. Please like and subscribe as usual. Ring the bell icon so you can get notified of any new videos that we put out. And we'll try to go deeper into a lot of these anime videos and talk about, obviously, more stuff like this. If there's any updates on our top 5, we'll do it again. Why not?
Yeah.
But we'll see you on the next one.
Take
Peace
care.
out. See ya.